Hello everybody, thank you so much for clicking and for watching this video. If you haven't already, why not subscribe, leave me a like, and of course, as I always say, leave any, that's right, thoughts, comments and feedback on the video because, as I always say, all those thoughts, comments and feedback help me when I'm creating future content. Apologies, I have to apologise for the lateness in this video. Obviously, I try and upload my match reaction videos as early as possible. Unfortunately, last night there was a problem with the upload, it just wasn't uploading and there was a problem. So I am now re-recording my match reaction. I am in a slightly different setting as well. I am social distancing, but I am within my bubble. So a little bit of a different location for filming the next few videos, and that unfortunately that means there will be, as I mentioned, a slight delay because you have to pick your moments at this time of year when you can film. You know, when the house is quiet, when there isn't a ticking clock, which I've had to move out of the room. This room is a little bit more echoey, unfortunately, so apologies for the sound. But we do have this lovely Christmas tree behind us, and what a lovely Christmas tree it is. I have to give huge props to both my parents for that. Look at that, what a beautiful tree. And this video is not sponsored by orange juice, but if there are any orange juice companies out there that would like to sponsor me, then I'm always up for giving a big heads up to orange juice. Love a bit of OJ in the morning, the afternoon, the night, any time of day really. But I am here to talk about one thing and one thing only, and that is Manchester United's 2-0 win at Goodison Park last night over Everton. A lot of positives to take out of this game. I have to give a lot of credit to Axel Tuanzebe. I thought he was outstanding last night, but really the whole team, I thought the performance from start to finish was excellent. I thought we looked composed, and I just thought both the goals were fully deserved, really well taken by Edison Cavani. What a goal! What a goal from Cavani. I didn't think he had his best game. I think he looked like he lacked a little bit of match sharpness. I was a little bit worried for Martial. I knew he came as a substitute. Fluffed his lines, got his feet tangled up for that chance a few moments before, but he took his goal really well. And I can't really find any negatives in the performance. No negatives in the performance for me. The only thing I would say is we started the game really well, and we started the game really well against Leeds. In this game, I felt like the tempo was so good, really good tempo, really good composure on the ball for that first 30 minutes. I thought we were excellent. I thought we were excellent throughout the night. But that first 30 minutes just shows you what we can do. And huge credit has to go to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well for this game. I mean, 9 changes. 9 changes. Now, how often do we hear managers or pundits or whoever saying, you know, we made a lot of changes and sometimes some of these players haven't played together? We say it ourselves, but they all gelled together. They all did what was required. They all did a really good job. As I say, really composed on the ball. Henderson I think he made like one save that I can remember, free kick from Sigurdsson. But really, I thought United controlled the game. Everton, I was expecting more, if I'm to be honest. They had their fans, regardless of whether you think it's just 2,000 or not, that's 2,000 fans. United didn't have any fans. That could be a different video for a different time because I don't think one team should be allowed fans and another shouldn't, but whatever, that doesn't matter. We went to Goodison Park, which is, in recent years, it's a notoriously difficult place for us to go. It's a difficult place for anyone to go. It's one of those old school grounds that I love. The fans are really close. I know we've got social distancing now, but the fans are really close. There's a really ferocious atmosphere. It's intense. And I didn't feel that last night. And I didn't feel that in the 3-1. I know there weren't. I don't think there were fans at that game. I'd have to go back and look. But either way, I didn't feel like there was that intensity in either of those games that you usually expect when you go to Goodison Park. Now in the other one, if there aren't fans there, and again I'll have to go back and check. That's different. But today, didn't really feel any kind of atmosphere. I didn't feel like the Everton fans were on the United players, and they usually there is usually an intensity when you go to places like Goodison Park. Like when we used to go to Upton Park and the fans are on you. Now you can say, oh, we understand why that doesn't happen at West Ham as much because the fans aren't as close, but at Goodison Park, you're expecting more from the Everton fans, and that's just my own personal feeling because it's one of those grounds that I really like seeing us play at because it's an old school atmosphere. As I say, the fans are close to the ground. I think Everton have got one of the best fan bases in English football. I have to give them credit for that. You know you're going to get an atmosphere. You know the fans are going to be on you. You know there's going to be this cauldron kind of atmosphere and nothing. And that just really surprised me. But then I was also surprised by Everton's performance. I thought they worked hard. I thought they had enough of the ball in spells. But apart from that Sigurdsson chance, I felt like United were pretty comfortable. I do feel like our tempo dropped off a little bit in the second half compared to the first half, particularly that first 30 minutes. But then I felt like we controlled the game, really. I feel like the midfield of Matic and Pogba and Fernandes, I thought they bossed the midfield. And I don't feel like we were ever in any kind of danger. So again, credit has to go to Ollie, credit has to go to the players. And I am always worried though, not always worried, but I am a little bit concerned at the moment because our form is so good. It's almost like the experience of the last few years have conditioned me to not be optimistic. Because we've had little moments in previous years where we've gone on little runs and then it's just the form is dissipated. And it happened under Ollie at the beginning. We went on that run. We lost to PSG in the first leg at Old Trafford. Carried on our league form. And then we went to Paris and won. We lost to Arsenal League and the form fell off a cliff. We started slow last season. Second half of the season, we went on that great run and got third, 3 semi-finals. Regardless of whether I think semi-finals don't matter in the long run, unless you get to the final or win it, doesn't matter. That's a good season. It's a good first full season for Ollie. This season we started slow. Fatigue, few injuries, then performances just aren't quite at the level. And now we're hitting form. Now we've got momentum. But I'm always worried, I'm always concerned that we're always like one loss away from going back to what we were before. And I think that I have been conditioned over the last few years to not be optimistic. But I want to be optimistic. I want to enjoy the moments. I want to enjoy this moment that we're in right now. And I feel like we are in a moment, but it can be more than a moment. It can be more than a few wins on the bounce. It can be silverware. It can be building towards next season. And if only we got a couple more players in the transfer window, if only Ollie had got his targets, if only the recruitment had been better, just think where we could have been. Now, I'm not saying that if we have like 2 or 3 more players, it's going to change everything. I'm not saying we're going to win the league, we're going to win everything. I'm not saying that if we got those those targets in the summer, if the recruitment had been better in the summer, I'm not saying we would have won the league, but we would have been closer. Now we're only 5 points off, but I just mean closer in terms of quality. And there's enough quality in this United team, but I just think a little bit more, just a couple more players would have added something. Just cover. You know, we're basically asking Maguire to play every game at the minute. You can't do it, and especially given that the fixtures are so close together, we're not getting like a week or 2 week gap between when we're in the European Cup. We weren't getting those gaps. We weren't getting little gaps between Premier League. It's like it's like constant. There's no stop. There's no let up. Over Christmas now, we're trying to catch up. Normally now we'd be on 18, 19 games, but we're trying to catch up. So everything is so close together. And if we just had better recruitment in the summer, if Ed Woodward had pulled his finger out of his arse, and if we'd got those players, I think we would have been in a better position. But that's not to say we're not in a good position at the moment. We are 5 points behind Liverpool. I'm not saying we're going to win the league. I'm not saying we're going to go on a title charge. But we can definitely close the gap this season. And who knows what January will bring. Who knows what 2021 will bring. But I want this feeling of optimism. I want this feeling of optimism to go on. I want it to be there. But I don't know. I don't know where this team is at the moment. I don't know where it is at the moment in terms of what I actually think we can achieve. But we can definitely win that League Cup. We can definitely beat Manchester City in the semi-final. That might come back to haunt me. You can click that. But last night I thought it was probably our best performance of the season, and it's been really positive. Really positive. We started really well against Leeds, and we started really, really well against Everton. And people were trashing us. People were trashing us on the media. People were trashing us on things like TalkSport. You know, Simon Jordan comes out and says, paraphrasing him, he's basically downplaying the fact that, he'd beaten Sheffield United, who were second, who were bottom in the league. That's what he might as well have done. And he said, and they've beaten Leeds, who lost 4-1 to Palace the other week. Well, now we've beaten Everton, and we've kept a clean sheet at Goodison Park. And they're in really good form at the minute. Before tonight, they'd beaten Chelsea, they'd gone to Leicester and they'd beaten Arsenal. I don't care what kind of form Arsenal are in, they're still a big club. So what do they say now? Are they going to give us credit? Are they going to believe us now? Are they going to give Ollie credit? I want to go on to TalkSport and ESPN and look out for the praise, because the praise has to be coming. The praise has to be coming. So it finished last night. Everton 0, Manchester United 2. In the next game, we've got Leicester City on Boxing Day. That's a 12:30 kickoff. I'm going to be honest, I'm nervous about that game. Leicester, a little bit like us in that they are sort of fantastic 1 week, and then the next week you're not quite sure what you're going to get with them. Certainly how we were until probably the last month and a half. But Leicester, they can turn up and they can give you a really good game, or they can just, do what they did against Liverpool, where there is an expectation. So I don't know what to expect from this Leicester game. I think I'm just going to go into it with optimism, with hope, and with a belief that we can kick on, we can close the gap on Liverpool, and that we can start Christmas with 3 points. Anyway, let me know what you think about this video. What do you think about the game last night? Leave any thoughts, comments and feedback below. Of course, if you haven't already, as I said, why not subscribe and leave me a like. And until next time, I will see you all soon.